close our eyes and know here down in this moment, this very moment, God is omnipresent. God is in every person, place, and thing. How could it not be? For God is the creator and all of the creations. God is everywhere. God is omnipotent. There is no knowledge, no wisdom that exists outside of God. God is in each and every person here now. I am knowing and trusting that each and every person is open to the message to be received today, is open to take this message out into the world, is open to take this light and spread it out around the world. Around each and every person, this light will ripple, will bring forth more light in each and every person. I am knowing and trusting that the perfect message for each person to hear will flow through our Reverend today, Reverend Sunshine Daye. I am knowing and trusting that this light will spread throughout the world from her through each and every person here in the Zoom room, in the sanctuary, and out into the world around us. I am knowing and trusting that this service, this talk, and each one of the ripples moving outward among each of these people will be perfect, whole, and complete, and will be exactly what needs to happen for the world to become a better place, a place that works for everyone. I am knowing and trusting these things. As I'm knowing and trusting these things, I am so grateful for these truths. I'm so grateful for this light that each and every person bears forth into the world from this room today. I release my word into the perfect action and order of the law, knowing it to be true, whole, and complete, knowing it to be happening here and now and in every moment that is now throughout the rest of everyone's day. I let go and I release, and let us anchor and affirm this by saying together, and so it is.
At Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont, we believe in spiritual living. Above all else, it is a philosophy that teaches us how to think and not what to think. We invite everyone to practice this philosophy by living in principle. We believe that God is all there is, and each person's relationship to God is a personal one. Every person, place, and thing, and all the space in between is not only an expression of God, but God itself. All love, peace, and beauty that is God exists within each person right now. Together we are all connected as one. Our faith allows us to apply this philosophy to our lives in every moment of every day. As we live in love, we see love revealed and flowing through the world around us. We act as citizens of this spiritual community at all times. This is how we think. We believe in God, we believe in ourselves, and we believe in you because we believe in spiritual living. We are the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont.
Again, I greet you in the name of love. My name is Sunshine Daye. And as I have this opportunity to just look into your eyes, let me see what I'm feeling from you. I feel a sense of love. I feel a sense of joy. I'm also sensing that we're here today for some inspiration, maybe for some answers or direction and guidance. So I'm going to do the best that I can today to fill whatever that need is, but also to celebrate the love that we're here to share together. So around the world and in the United States, we celebrate this Sunday as Easter Sunday, the Sunday in which a resurrection happened, a rolling away of a big giant rock that housed the body of Jesus the Christ. And because this is a metaphysical center, the teaching that is traditionally very Christian what we do in our philosophy is we take that teaching and we look at the metaphysical meaning of that teaching and we apply it to our lives today. So what can we glean from that story? What does that story tell us? What information can we get from that particular story that will inform us how to live today? Because certainly the times that we live in today were much different than the times of Jesus the Christ. And if you notice, I like to say Jesus the Christ because Christ wasn't his last name. Like Sunshine Day. Day is my last name. But Jesus the Christ means the enlightened one. Christ means the enlightened one. One who is enlightened. One who is prepared and has awakened to the truth of what is. And so I know that many of us here could actually take that on ourselves, right? Deborah the Christ, or Yvonne the Christ, or Tyler the Christ, Adrian the Christ. That as we become willing to be enlightened, as we become willing to wake up from the deep sleep that we've been in, that we are enlightened, that we are illumined by the truth. Now, today's talk title is Reveal, Release, Rise. Reveal, Release, Rise. And this year, all of our centers, or the Centers for Spiritual Living that have been participating in the annual theme is Living Everyday Wonder, where we have a chance for 2022 to actually not take for granted all of the amazing things that are happening, and that we get to actually become awake, alert, and aware to the everyday wonders of life. Things that people call miracles, but it's simply the way God expresses in, through, and as all of its creation. Speaking of creation, the theme for the month of April is creativity. So how is it that I am to now tie in reveal, release, rise, creativity, and living everyday wonder? What an order! But I'm going to give it my best. You know, when I think about the things that challenge us today, whether it's the high prices of gasoline, whether it's not enough food, whether it's wars and rumors and reports of wars, whether it's, sickness and illness, whether it's aging, whether it's addiction or alcoholism, or whether it's just neighbors not getting along, or whether it's that family member that just kind of is always digging at us. What we offer here are practical solutions for everyday living. And that really is the everyday wonder. It really is the opportunity for us to rise above everything and actually be creative with our own living. So let's unfold, reveal, release, and rise. What am I revealing? Well, I kind of like to start from the challenge or the problem, right? That hurdle that we have to come over. And when we're faced with life situations, especially the life situations that we don't like, what is our MO? What is our modus operandi? What is our go-to all the time? I'm going to give you a quote from Ernest Holmes. He says, "You will never rise triumphant over anything while you persist in going through the usual old mental reactions." What does Ernest Holmes mean when he says that? Pretty much what he's saying is you're never going to get to the other side triumphant, at ease, relieved, happy, joyous, and free if you keep tackling the same problems that come up over and over again with the old mental reactions. If this is how I'm constantly reacting to a problem, a situation, a thing that's happening in my life, I'm always going to get the same results. In 12-step program, they call that insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And yet, when we talk about reveal, what we're asking folks to do is to use their creativity and to reveal the truth of the situation. What is the truth in each and every situation? Let's pause for a moment. One truth in each and every situation is that right where I am, the I am is. Meaning, right where I am, God is. Now, when I say God, I use that as a placeholder for right where I am, love is. Right where I am, peace is. Right where I am, harmony is. Right where I am, prosperity is. Right where I am, abundance is. Right where I am, health and wholeness is. So whatever situation you find yourself, when you are, and when I am so used to reacting a certain way, if I can only pause for a moment and breathe and ask for that truth to be revealed, or reveal the truth for myself and go, wait a minute, instead of turning to my usual way of doing things, my MO, if I can just simply have a shift, a small shift in consciousness, and reveal the truth that right here God is, not over there, not over there. God is right here. The presence, the power of God is right here, right where I am. The presence of Spirit is right here, right where I am. Meaning that the solution to whatever situation is right here. It is already here at hand. The other truth to reveal in this moment is this idea and this thought that when you see me, you see the unique and unrepeatable way that God is showing up, that life is showing up. Because our philosophy and our teaching states that in the beginning there was God and only God. And if there's God and only God, and God created everything, it could only create everything out of itself. Therefore, everything is that Godness. And so the solution is right where I am. I am the unique, unrepeatable way that life shows up in human form. I am the unique, unrepeatable way that God shows up as me. Now, I know that God is much, much greater than this physical flesh, but that which animates me, that which alivens me, that power, that presence, that force is the God in me. It's just occupying this body with this beautiful brown skin, with this intelligence, with the texture of my hair, with the width of my nose, with my size and shape. God is inhabiting and occupying your body with all the beautiful, beautiful social identities that you have. That's just not my truth, that's your truth. And the moment we pause in any situation or circumstance, especially those ones that trouble us, and we reveal this truth, then we can release, there's the release, we can release the things that block us from living our full and gorgeous, glamorous, abundant, prosperous, loving, peaceful, harmonious life. Nobody hears me though. It is in those moments, by just revealing that That little truth, if all we ever did was come to believe that, if all we ever did was just be in prayer and meditation, if all we ever did was remind ourselves of that one simple truth, our lives would change for the better. And not only would our lives change for the better, but the lives of those around us would be forever changed. Because we are energetic. We are energy, and as I could already see, my energy is already there and over there and over there and over there. And that is the way of life. And so to the degree in which we're willing to engage in our spiritual practice, to the degree in which we're ready to reveal the truth and release the things that block us from knowing this truth and living our full lives, that's when we rise. That's the transcendence. Just like Jesus the Christ. Just like that resurrection day. I mean, if Jesus the Christ could leave the grave behind and leave the tomb behind, so will I. If I will leave death alone, it's dead, it's over. If I will leave that alone and actually reveal the truth, then I can release those things that block me. Now, let me tell you this, and some of us may or may not want to hear this, so here we go. Those things that block us, they might look like the people sitting next to you. They might look like family members, our neighbors. It might look like our government. It might look like our homeowners association. It might look like all kinds of things. And the way to remove blocks is through the act of forgiveness. It includes ourselves. That those boulders, those big old rocks that we need to push and move out of the way simply requires forgiveness. And some of us might think, I will never forgive my sister or my friend or this circumstance or this situation. And yet, so it is. If you never will, you never will, you won't rise. Ernest Holmes said it. You won't rise if you keep reacting from that old mental thought. You will continue to experience the same thing over and over again. The act of forgiveness. Let me be willing to forgive. Let me be willing to not be victim. See, let me tell you what happens when we live in unforgiveness. When I live, let me make it really personal here. When I live in unforgiveness, I'm the victim. Look at what happened to me. That person harmed me. And I'm the victim, and you feel sorry for me, right? You feel badly, yeah, let's all gang up on her because she did this to me. And I'm in victimhood. I can't move it. Life is happening to me. But not only am I a victim, beloved, but I am also simultaneously superior. How? That person is wrong. They're bad. I'm better than them. So in one instance, I'm victim, but in the same instance, I'm better than them because look at what a piece of lowlife they are for doing this to me. So that's that victim and that superiority living and cohabitating, and what that does is just coagulate, and it does not let life flow in, through, and as me. And it causes wars. It causes all kinds of dis-ease. And it continues to block. What I say when I am in unforgiveness is that I am letting someone else run my life and be responsible for the destiny of my life, because now instead of me focusing on the ordinary and the extraordinary and how wonderful my life is, I'm busy focused on what she did or what he did or whatever that was. So forgiveness, that simple act of saying, wait a minute, I get to reveal the truth. Right where I am, God is. Right where they are, God is. That which is true of life, of God, of this power, of this presence, of source, of spirit, of indwelling I am, is true not only for me, but for all of us. And I become willing to let go of what I thought should have happened or shouldn't have happened. It happened. It's done. It doesn't even exist right now. It's the past. Guess what? The past doesn't exist. Some people go, where's the past? Some people go like this. I don't see the past over here. Oh, it's in my, if you open me up, you can't see the past in here. The past doesn't exist. And here I am with this big old boulder. No, I get to roll away that boulder. I get to transcend that experience. And to the degree, there was the question, right? When we learn to trust the universe, we shall be happy, prosperous, and well. How can I apply this to my daily life? How I apply this to my daily life is that I recognize that I am in the flow of life. Life is what I am. I don't have life. I am life. And so I trust life. I trust God. I trust infinite spirit and infinite intelligence that is living in, through, and as me to have the best life possible. And so through that spiritual practice of meditation, of study, through the spiritual practice of prayer, affirmative prayer, through the spiritual practice of being in spiritual community, to be reminded of the truth of who I am, what I remember is that I am the unique and unrepeatable way that God is showing up in human form. Now here's the thing, is that we come around to spiritual communities like this and we start getting that and we start feeling that. But then when we go out into the world, everybody's playing small. And we don't want to shine our light, our luminosity. We don't want to feel like we're grandiose. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Superman. You know, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can change the course of mighty rivers and bend steel with his bare hand, but who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter from a great metropolitan newspaper, fights the never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way. It reminds me that, wait a minute, I'm not Clark Kent, I'm Superman. Why am I hiding behind being Clark Kent, a reporter? Why are we hiding our light under a bushel? Why are we denying ourselves of the truth of who we are? To the degree in which I reveal that this is my truth, I live my amazing life. I don't know if you're tired of living mediocre lives, but I certainly have been. And I'm no longer willing to hide behind the suit of Clark Kent. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Who we are is the unique, unrepeatable way that God is showing up in human form. That's always been my message. That to the degree in which I really accept that, this is who I really am. It's kind of like having $1 million check in the top drawer and not cashing it. Yeah. Oh, you identify with that one, huh? Right? Emma Curtis Hopkins says that I shall retreat to the upper room. What she means there is that it is there when I rise up, when I pick myself up, when I begin to remember the truth of who I am, when I engage in my spiritual practices. You know, imagine for a moment first responders. Do you know how much practice first responders have? It's all about practice, practice, practice. A disaster may never happen in their lifetime, but they practice, practice, practice. And they practice so that in the event it is necessary, they just respond, not react, but respond. The difference between reacting and responding is thought. When you respond, you think about it and you respond. When you react, it's that knee jerk. It's what I'm used to doing over and over and over and over again. First responders, imagine that you are the first responders in your life. That situation, those challenges, those problems, you're the first responder, beloved. Ain't nobody else coming to the rescue. You are the first responders in your life. And it is imperative for you, for me, for all of us, especially for this spiritual community, to be so prepared through our practice, our meditation, our prayer, our study, our sacred service, our contribution. It is imperative that we're in that practice, that we're reminded on a daily basis that we are Superman, that we are spiritual beings, that this is my truth, and that just because I'm occupying this body doesn't make me any less fabulous as life itself. And so it is important on a regular basis to continue this practice, to know that no matter what's happening in life, that because I reveal the truth and I let go of those old ideas, that I rise up, that I rise up in my own consciousness. And then this is repeated over and over and over again. This is where I can be that leaf that just blows in the wind, trusting life, because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know that my life is eternal. I know that I am love. I know that I am peace, and I begin to live from that place. That we get an opportunity to transcend mediocrity and really live our genuine lives at all stages, aka ages of our living. Let's go into prayer. How grateful I am in this moment. And I call our practitioners forward, if you would just stand in consciousness with me. Grateful in this moment to know that there's one power, one presence, one life. That life is source, is spirit, is life itself, it's pura vida. It is that which has created everything out of itself. I know this power and presence to be love, to be peace and harmony, abundance, to be wisdom. And because I believe and know that this power and presence created everything out of itself, I know that my life is the unique, unrepeatable, magnificent way that God shows up in human form. And as this is my truth, this is the truth for all life, that all life is the unique, magnificent, unrepeatable way that God is showing up. And so I simply speak a word of blessing for this spiritual community, simply calling forth health and wholeness in all areas, simply calling forth abundance in all areas, simply calling forth love, peace, and harmony in all areas and aspects of our living. I know that we are indeed blessed and a blessing unto the world. And so I'm simply knowing that anything unlike the pure perfection of God is now rolled away, like Jesus rolled away that tombstone. It could no longer hold or house him. And so it is with each of us, that those old ways of being that no longer serve us, those old beliefs, those old behaviors that no longer serve us are now rolled away, and that our connection with consciousness simply allows us to release that and to rise up and transcend that which no longer serves us. And so it is indeed in great joy that I now release this word into the activity of God's law, knowing that God says yes, and that fulfillment of this prayer is at hand. Grateful, grateful, grateful. I simply let it be so. And so it is, and now it is. Amen. Thank you for the blessing that you are, beloveds.
Thank you for joining us for our Sunday service. Please remember to like, comment, and share this video on Facebook, YouTube, and any other social media you are a member of. To donate to CSL Beaumont, you can text GIVE to 951-420-6909, or you can visit our website at cslbeaumont.org and click the donate button at the top or bottom of the page. You can also mail your donation to CSL Beaumont, 802 Maple Avenue, Beaumont, California, 92223. Have a blessed day, and namaste.